Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Num. Hope you guys are having a good one so far. If you clicked on today's video, you're probably trying to climb the ranks in Warzone right now, trying to get to the top, which is pretty much iridescent. I work a full-time position outside of content creation. I work 40 plus hours a week in cybersecurity, and I myself was able to get iridescent also on mouse and keyboard. All love to my controller players. Mouse and keyboard is not the way to go though. But regardless if you're on controller or mouse and keyboard, I'm going to give you some of the best tips possible to climb the ranks within Warzone. That way you can show off that you made it to the top. I'm going to be going through from the bottom of bronze all the way up to iridescent, what I learned, what worked and what did not work. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. When I was creating this video, there was one section that I did not know how to address, and that was finding teammates to play with, because all the other videos under the same topic really don't help you either. But I was nice enough, you're welcome by the way, to establish a ranked system within my own Discord server. That way you can find teammates that are near your rank. So if you join my Discord and come to the ranked text channel at the top of the list, you'll be able to come here and choose your current rank in Warzone or even multiplayer. So I'll give you an example. Right here, there's no rank for me, but as soon as I click diamond, I now have the diamond role within my Discord. Now I can come to the main chat, and if I want to find other diamond players, I'm able to at the role and see if anyone in the Discord server is able to play. On top of that, I went ahead and established some Warzone voice channels and 3 ranked ones specifically for ranked. So you are more than welcome to use those when you join my Discord. And I'm hoping a lot of you join the Discord to help each other out, find teammates, and climb the ranks, because that is definitely the most important part of ranked, especially the experience. You don't want to solo queue in Diamond, Crimson, and Iridescent. It's pretty much impossible. So I'm giving you my Discord to help you all out, find some teammates, and climb the ranks. And if we do have a lot of people joining the Discord, please just read the rules and just be respectful and, you know, don't be an asshole. Not to be scary and mean, but we're just here to have a good time. Now, I'm going to be starting with the early stages of Warzone Ranked. And what I mean by the early stages is talking about the ranks between Bronze and Platinum 1. So basically Bronze to Gold. If you're starting out at the bottom like this is a fantastic time to learn about the map and not stress about gaining SR. These lobbies are going to be very simple, very easy, and they're not going to really encompass how ranked gets later on in the game, especially when you start hitting diamond. This is a fantastic time to figure out where you would like to drop consistently for your later games, because that's very, very important. Personally, I've always landed top prison. There's a lot of crates, a lot of good weapons that spawn there, and there is a Bruin LMG that occasionally spawns in one of the little huts on top prison roof. This can give you an early game advantage, especially if people are landing on the same roof as you. You can find some really good weapons to win those early engagements. On top of that, there's a lot of contracts spread across the map, especially in prison, that allow you to get enough cash for your team to get loadout early on in the game, which is very important later on once you get to Diamond, Crimson, and so on. So for a general rule of thumb, find a landing point on the map that allows you to secure weapons, has contracts available, and that you are aware of map knowledge-wise, so you can have a good start to your lobbies. Because within Rebirth Ranked, or Ranked in general, it's hard to recollect your team after getting killed off the start of the match. A lot of teams are going to be placed around the entire area, and you're just going to be able to get farmed by them. So finding a landing spot for yourself and your team that you're comfortable with is absolutely key, especially in Rebirth Ranked. But while you're learning the map and learning where you would like to land every single time you play, which yes, it does get repetitive, however, you have to have all the advantages at your ready for ranked. If you start to land in areas that you're really not sure of and you're not really understand the layout of those POIs or points of interest, someone else in the lobby is going to know that area way better than you do, and you're already at a disadvantage. So it's important to take these early stages of ranked and find what your landing spot is. But these early ranked lobbies from bronze to gold are extremely easy. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you have a team of 3 playing with you. You can honestly solo queue in these matches and be able to get to platinum no problem. So there's not really much tips and tricks I can really give you outside of just playing the map normally as you would in a pub match. Because up until platinum, the ranked experience is actually quite pleasant. I was able to drop 30 kill games in these lobbies. I wish my regular pub matches were like gold lobbies. But with that being said, we're going to be moving on into the mid-level of rank where stuff can start to change pretty quickly. Hypothetically speaking, let's say that you've been able to solo queue up until this point. You've been able to solo queue from bronze to gold, being able to just play Rebirth normally or Warzone normally. You were able to find a comfortable spot to start landing at that you know to the T where guns are spawning, where crates are spawning. I can get loadout really quickly from this area, and so on and so forth. You've just been playing Warzone normally up until Platinum. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Once you hit Platinum, the game changes drastically. You go from this very casual Warzone Ranked experience to, well, Warzone Ranked. You are now competing and fighting against some of the best players in the game. Because as soon as you hit Platinum, you're now going to be matched up against Diamond players, Crimson players, and sometimes even Iridescent players. And of course, other Plat players as well. So the dynamic of your lobby just changed drastically. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's at this point in the game, especially with Ranked, you need to find people to play with. You need to have an established team. And I'm going to try my best to help you all that are watching this video. If you have no one to play with, I want you to join my Discord. I'm going to be establishing multiple channels, multiple text channels, and roles, all based around Warzone Ranked. I want you to join the Discord, choose the rank you are currently in Warzone, and try to find a team to play with. This is going to help you get to Iridescent from here on out. Because once you hit Crimson, even Iridescent, you need to prioritize getting as much SR as possible. These players need to usually drop 10 kills and get high placement to even gain 30 to 40 SR. And for the rest of this video, I'm going to go ahead and commentate one of the gameplays I recorded at Diamond 1 so you can see what I did right and what I did wrong so that you can learn from my mistakes and also learn something new to help you out while you climb the ranks. And this wasn't the best gameplay that encompasses all the tips and tricks I've given you so far. However, it's a good note to mention that every game is going to be different, and I'm going to explain to you what we did differently to help us get the win and get crazy SR. All right, everyone, so here is the gameplay from a Diamond 2 or Diamond 3 lobby. Now, like I mentioned earlier, it's important to find that early drop spot that you're very comfortable with. That way you know where everything is spawning, weapons, plates, so on and so forth. I already knew top prison and where the crates are. And the first room I dropped into, sometimes there's a brew in there, but unfortunately this game, there wasn't any. Now, I usually work my way down to prison because there are some kill streaks down here as well as a lot more crates, and that allows me to get a free UAV early on. And as you can see on the map real quick, there is nobody in prison right now. No one in Grandma's, no one in headquarters, no one in Sniper Tower. We got some people over here, got people over control. This entire area is free game for me. This is pretty rare. However, it allows myself and my team to loot early, get some really good weapons, and also find contracts and money to get our loadout secured. And I'm really just focusing on getting some weapons, finding some loot, getting some kill streaks, and so on and so forth. And my teammate actually just picked up a scavenger contract for extra money because early on, it's important to try and get loadout as soon as possible. And luckily, to my free UAV, I noticed there's a solo player down below shower. Now, I'm not going to just bull rush him. I'm not going to try and let him hear my footstep audio because some of these players do have the Art of War audio pack, which allows them to hear footsteps from far away. But this guy was pretty oblivious, and it was a really easy kill. Now, I noticed this guy flying in. I don't know if this guy is on the same team or not, but I do know one thing. He is solo, and I've already got him cracked, so this should be a pretty easy kill. Except my aim wasn't the best there. And I'm getting sniped from behind, but I'm not trying to worry about it. I'm trying to get this finish right here because he doesn't have a self-revive since he respawned, and if I needed a self, I could have. Now we have 2 kills on the board. My teammate, in the meantime, was able to get loadout, which is extremely important early game. It gives you a very good advantage, especially if you have one-on-ones, one-on-twos. You already have your weapons, you have your utilities, you have your perks. It gets you in a very good position to get kills early on in the game because once everyone starts to get their loadout, it'll be a little bit more difficult to get those kills. But my team is down here towards Harbor, and I'm trying to assist them. And I notice this one dude pushing into this bottom industries or bottom Nova, whatever you want to call it. And I decided to smoke him off to try and disable aim assist, because I'm more or less going against all controller players here. There's very few mouse and keyboard players, and smokes are, if you're on mouse and keyboard, smokes are extremely important, because most of the time aim assist cannot activate through smokes, which will give you the advantage, especially in those close range fights. But we have 3 kills on the board, and I'm trying to tag some people out of the sky. As you can see, I whiffed until the no-scope hit. Just because sometimes when people are floating in and you tag them up a little bit, you're able to get assist SR, because more likely they're landing back in on their teammates fighting. And sometimes they spawn in, they land, and they usually just get killed off the start. Unfortunately, that did not happen this time, but it's pretty important sometimes to shoot some enemies out of the sky to get that assist SR, because all the SR you can get is going to help you in the long run. But now my teammates have kind of wiped that team down in the harbor area. As you can see, we're all kind of moving up towards prison together. My team is already there, and I'm kind of coming behind. Now, there is a guy shooting at me, but I let my teammates know, hey, guy on second story, he's shooting at me. Can you guys push? And my teammates caught him by surprise and were able to get that down. And move on to the squad wipe. It's important to act sometimes as a distraction, because this whole team was kind of focused on me for a second, or at least one dude was focused on me, and then that allowed my team to push up and catch them by surprise and get the squad wipe early on. So we're off to a fantastic start with this game, and our free loadout just came in. It comes in right around 15 seconds before the first circle closes, if you did not know. And this is where the game can kind of take a turn. Everyone's going to be able to get their loadout. Everyone's going to have perks, weapons, utilities. So if you can get a couple kills early on in the game before the first loadout drops in, that is your best bet. Now, my teammates have located some enemies down here, and there's a full team down here. I miraculously got a stick with my thermite in a down. Now, this could have been my fault right here. I did push down. I was able to get one down here, but unfortunately, my second melee on this down individual did not go through, and it's because I'm playing at almost 100 ping. And that is one thing about ranked that you have to consider, especially when you're pushing an entire team. If it's 2 or 3, it's going to be very unlikely for you to squad wipe them. I did have the upper advantage here, but unfortunately, I was playing on EU servers with my 2 friends here that are both from the EU, and unfortunately, the ping kind of just bit me in the ass. But don't let it discourage you. It's unfortunate. It can be extremely aggravating, but I was able to come right back, and I went straight for my loadout because it looked clear. I took a second to analyze the positioning of the loadout. I didn't see anyone around the area, so I assumed that it was pretty clear.
This is the best fight of my life.
Now, as soon as I hit my loadout, I see this individual push me, and I utilize smokes as much as possible because you can use it to your advantage. I was able to pop a smoke, get this guy down. His other 2 teammates could have finished me, but I believe the smoke that I threw was able to block the vision from them, and I'm able to push into bottom prison. Unfortunately, my teammate did go down, and I'm trying just to stay alive here. I have 2 teammates down. There's a guy below me, and for some reason, my weapon was in tac stand, so I decided to just get out of here. I wanted my teammates to come back because I'm on 100 ping. I'm already at a disadvantage of most of my gunfights, and I did not want to take any engagements without having backup, or at least teammates up to get the respawn. And that's very important to recognize too, especially in gunfights. If you realize that one teammate is down and the other one is low armor or is also down, it's very important to play your life and make sure that you're able to get your teammates back up. And since we have top prison control here as well, I'm kind of just trying to pick off people as I can. Shooting into top tower, cracking them, kind of like just getting easy picks around. And I got one guy down here, bottom HQ. I am going to go for this thirst here just because my teammates are up. I'm free to play how I can, really, because I have that advantage. And I kind of secure headquarters, the second floor at least, by myself. And I noticed there's a lot of pings around me. So I'm looking for easy picks. I'm not trying to fight a whole team by myself. I'm trying to find and single out those players that are alone or coming back in. And this guy, no armor, was trying to push someone on the hill. I was able to steal that kill. And another dude flew right in solo, and he had no armor as well. I am getting pretty lucky here in this situation because a lot of the times you don't find players that are this damaged already with no armor. But it allowed me to get 2 easy kills on the start, or off the rip, in HQ. And like I said before, I'm kind of just trying to pick off players one by one because I do have the second story of HQ secured by myself. I'm really just playing recon here, trying to get assist SR, trying to get some finishes. And as you can see here, I am just whiffing entirely. But I would like to make a point too. My two teammates are together at Grandma's, and I'm solo here in HQ. This does pose a little bit of a risk because if a team pushes me, there's no one there to get the trades. But if someone were to push my two teammates, they have each other to get those trades. And if they really need my backup, I'm able to push into their vicinity. Now, and this is a good point as well. You don't always have to be on top of your teammates in these situations. You can play a little bit solo in ranked, but you want to stay in the general area of your teammate because if a team pushes me, they're there to come in and vice versa. And this is exactly what happens here. There's actually a team inside Grandma's, and I think they're below me, but they're actually in Grandma's, and I'm able to pinch two of these players on top and allow us to, well, get the squad wipe. We were able to pinch them, get them off guard, get downs from different angles, and get an easy squad wipe. Now, I am getting shot from top prison, or at least the first story of prison. I went ahead and grabbed a munitions box just because I am out of smokes, I am out of thermites, and utility is extremely important within Warzone. So if you ever have the chance to go to the buy and get a munitions, I highly recommend it. But my team is pushing into bottom prison right now, and I absolutely don't know what happened there, to be honest with you. But one of my teammates got the down. I went ahead and stuck him with the thermite. And then the second teammate that was there, I went ahead and just chased him down because he was very weak and I was able to get an easy kill on the board as well. But also, too, I want to make a note. In ranked, around third circle, you will be getting a fire sale. Every game you play, there will be a fire sale. This is a fantastic time to get UAVs, munitions, armor boxes, stuff that will help you towards the end game because end game on Warzone Ranked can get a little spicy. But the team and I right now, we're kind of just playing together. We wiped a couple squads. We're in a really good position. There's no reason for us to go push any teams. We're already in the green for SR. So right now, we're kind of just playing somewhat casually. I note to my team that there's a solo flying in to top prison. We unfortunately did not get that down. But we do notice some other players flying in and another player below me. And this is why it's important to play with your team because these guys were not playing together at all, and they're just getting picked off pretty easily. Like my team, we are staying near each other. We're being able to, if need be, get those trades if someone goes down or if someone's calling out, hey, someone landed second story tower. We all kind of work together towards that position, especially for easy kills because the people in tower building right now have no weapons. And my teammate calls out that he got one down, and I'm going to be there to get that finish for him because the other teammate pushed onto him as well. So he's going to go and try and get that finish as well. And like I said, we're kind of just playing it slow here. We're playing the edge of zone, give or take, because we don't have to really worry about wiping squads near us. There's no teams fighting us currently, so we can kind of analyze where zones pulling, where teams are, and kind of doing our reconnaissance down here. We notice that there's two teams going into green right now, or two or three teams. And so my teammates went ahead and called in a bunker buster on that building. And we're not going to go ahead and push into that building, but we will use kill streaks to try and get those assist SR or potentially get those kills. But as you can see, two of my teammates both got downs, and we were able to get a finish too. So we're kind of just hanging back and allowing the other teams to get the SR for us. And we're just really just watching everyone get into zone from where we were. We had fantastic positioning on top of the hill, watching people coming off of Nova, trying to push into zone. But at this point, we have a bunker buster behind us. We have zone coming in, and we will not be able to stay in zone. So our team decided that we wanted to push left side into living quarters here and kind of take control of these buildings over here. And I'm kind of staying back. I'm actually letting my teammates push up by themselves while I stay back to kind of overlook to let them know if there's any enemies in the windows coming from the other buildings, holding them from down below. Because if both of these guys push and they go down, I am the last resort. If we all push and we all get wiped, that's it. At least if I was the last one alive, I might have a chance to get them back in. And because I was playing Oversight, I was able to get a down on the roof, potentially saving my teammates from getting killed. And now we're playing as an absolute team here. It's last circle. It's fourth circle, sorry. Rebirth is disabled. And so most important thing right now is playing as a team and surviving together. We're taking control of these houses, making sure that no one's behind us playing zone. And we're kind of we're trying to get the high ground as much as possible to get a view on what's going on in the rest of the map. One of my teammates notices that there's a solo guy down here just playing out the zone. And well, that's why it's important to get the high ground. He was able to see that he was, you know, camping zone, and he pushed. And I was right there to get the trade. I got him back up. I, for some reason, popped that deployable. It really wasn't strategic in any way. But that's the importance of playing with a team, especially towards the end game, getting those trades, getting the squad wipes, and making sure and watching your back, because there will be players that are going to try and hug the zone as much as possible because they're usually solo. But I noticed my teammate goes down in bottom green. I push in to try and get the trade, but unfortunately he was able to get finished by a thermite. So now it is a 2v3 situation with a PA on us. There's no way we can get the buy right now because the PA is there. They're more than likely watching the buy. The zone's coming in. I have no gas mask. And so we're kind of just hanging out in a way, kind of seeing what's going on. I jump in here to get some quick loot to see what's going on. And I really don't expect this to happen. Unfortunately, there was a guy in the bathroom hanging out in the corner, and he stuck me with the thermite. Now, there was no way for me to know if he was in there. It was just kind of one of those unfortunate things. But luckily, my teammate made a smoke play and bought not only myself back, but my teammate back. So now the whole team is back, and now I'm floating in the air, calling out where enemies are. We've got a whole team on the roof. We've got another team more than likely in green, and we've got a team playing the outskirts as well. So I'm really kind of just calling out to my teammate, and unfortunately, Dice went down once again. But Ethan is doing a great job at staying alive, and as soon as he gets safe within this building, I decide to land directly on him. Now, I do have a couple seconds here to get some loot. I'm not really worried about getting my loadout exactly. Whatever's available is what I'm going to be picking up. But as a PA is coming in, it kind of slows the entire engagement down. My teammate and I are playing this together. We have entire control of this building, which is just about in zone. But I'm now going to try and pick out players that are playing solo. Like that guy that I just sniped in the head. I got him down to 1 HP and he died to the zone, thankfully. There's some players on the wall, but I cannot push that at all. I'm going to come back into the building and just play my life safely. Yes, I'm getting some picks. My teammate live pings an enemy. He came into the bottom floor. I was able to get an easy down. And now it's a 2v2 situation. We are trapped into this building. Yes, I'm at 300 ping. We're in the final circle. And it's important to realize where you're at. Right here on this, there is a wall right here that they can utilize to head glitch. The roof is still open as well. So there is a potential that someone is camping on the roof right here that we don't know about, or even down on the street here, or even in the rocks in this street right here. I noticed one player at green. He's in zone, so that's one. We only have to worry about one other player. It looks like he did have a gas mask, so he absolutely could have gone around and wrapped around. But I do something here that I don't recommend. I genuinely should have just stayed with my teammate and played inside the building as long as possible, but I decided to push out into the open here to try and find the second player, and I was able to find him, and he was just crouch walking behind the turret. Now, he wasn't selfing, and unfortunately, the point I made, there was, in fact, an enemy up on this roof ratting it out, but it's a fantastic position for him to be in because he has the high ground, and he now got me completely finished. He doesn't know that my teammate is there. I am calling out to him that he doesn't know, but he figures out, and luckily, my teammate was able to get the kill, and that was the end of that game. And because of the callouts and because of communication with my teammates, we were able to secure the win. And that was one of my diamond matches. We ended up getting over 200 SR gained, and I dropped over 16 kills sniping with an FJX Horix. And that's the end of today's video. I hope you all learned something new today. Hopefully I gave you guys some tips and tricks that you can utilize in Ranked. And if you did find today's video helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you drop a like and a comment down below. And if you are new, you can hit that subscribe button as well. And go ahead and share this video with your friend who's probably hardstuck bronze. With that being said, have a great one. Thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Wake up
Peace.
to reality. Sipping on back from the next say song. Never tell a fact that I never stay running. Sipping on facts, damn, know I got stacks in the lab. Taking bitches straight for another cat.